Come and dream with me.
Hello and welcome to What Do You Want to Watch, the Explosion Network's premium media podcast. Every week we get together to talk about movies, TV, and online content. Now I'm putting to the question, is it a bad sign if the author of the book that you're adapting comes out and says they want nothing to do with your movie? Probably. I'm your host, Ash Lobley. Join me today, Dylan Blight.
Happy to be here. What's that reference?
So there is a book called Children of Bone and Blood that is currently being adapted by Paramount Pictures. It's being directed by Gina Prince Bythewood, starring Thuso Mimbedu, Tosin Cole, Amanda Stenberg, Damson Idris, Cynthia Erivo, Lashana Lynch, Regina King, Idris Elba, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Viola Davis. And the author this week came out on TikTok, put a TikTok out this week, reading from a Hollywood Reporter TikTok video that she posted on Saturday. Author Tomi Adeyemi included a screenshot of her message to unidentified recipients that read, "There is a reason I will not post anything about the adaptation of my work. That's all." The video also included a screenshot of an apparent message that she sent to Amanda Stenberg, who plays Princess Amari in the movie. Amanda's message read, "Do not ever use my name in an interview or video again. Do not text me. Do not call me." The image suggested that Ademi had blocked the actress. According to this timestamp from the screenshot, the author sent her message in February 2025. Her post also included a screenshot of messages to unidentified recipients, with the author writing, "Since someone asked, I have not seen the film and I will not watch it. It's been painful holding this back from all of you." So yeah, the author is pretty much disavowing this film adaptation of their work.
Obviously that's not good, but also that's the problem with, like, you don't own your work, you know? It's like the publisher.
Well, when you give it up to be adapted, there's very little control that you potentially have. You know?
It's like I'm not saying that's good, but I'm just saying that's just one of the downsides, I guess. Like Stephen King hated
The Shining.
The Shining, and people consider that a masterpiece, so yeah.
You know, it could go either way.
Could go either way, correct, yeah.
But usually it's the other way. It's the bad way, I would say.
Talking about books, I just remembered, do you know what exciting thing comes out in, I think, a couple months? New Clown in the Cornfield book. That's right, Ash.
Oh. That's such a random thought.
I just thought you'd want to know.
Yeah, this thing that's coming out in several months, a new book, series that you first came across in this podcast.
We don't have a book podcast, so every now and then I got to sprinkle in this. And look, there's a film adaptation. We could get a sequel yet. Who's to say? So
surprised I haven't announced a sequel yet.
I thought it done all right, didn't it? I think by all accounts,
fine.
It was made
maybe on streaming and just didn't do anything. But
it didn't
break the box office.
It didn't break the box office, but I think it was cheap.
Yeah, you would think. All right, on today's episode, we'll be talking about what's in Watch History, going over the film news, giving this thumbs for trailers, and giving this week's top 3. Kicking things off, we're going straight into the mandatory Netflix segment of the show. So I've watched season 2 of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live-action adaptation of the Nickelodeon cartoon of the same name. This season sees Aang, the Avatar, who is a being who reincarnates and is able to control the 4 different elements and bend them to his will. After learning water bending at the end of the last season, he now needs to get a earthbending master to train him in the art of earthbending. So he sets away from the Northern Water Tribe and goes back to the Earth Kingdom to find one. Eventually, I guess it's slight spoilers, but it's all in the trailer. It's all part of the marketing. He finds his trainer in a young blind girl who was able to bend the earth really well, named Toph. And then they set about to going to the Earth Kingdom capital of Ba Sing Se, where there's kind of this conspiracy. Like the people within the city don't want the political figures in the city and military don't want the people in the city of Ba Sing Se to realize that the rest of the world is at war with a fighting nation still. So there's this weird elements. I thought it was okay. Like I would be very surprised if my opinion has changed very much from the first season, in that this is an inferior version of the same story that has already been perfectly told in animation. Like anytime you go from like retelling a certain story, you just I feel like very rarely is the second thing that you watch that your preference. It's always going to be the first thing that you watch that is the thing that you love more. And obviously with the animated show, there was many more episodes. There was like 22 episodes a season, whereas this season is only like 7 episodes, 7-hour-long episodes. So there's more time to get into different stories and do more character development and that kind of thing. Really the only allure here is that it is in live action, and some of the moments are pretty cool to see in live action. Some of the special effects are okay, some are definitely not. A lot of stuff looked better in the cartoon. So it's definitely a hard watch, but I think they do nail some of the emotional moments. The Iroh and Zuko stuff is really great. Seeing that dynamic play out, I think they found a pretty solid girl to play Toph. I think Azula gets more of a show here, and her actress is quite good. But yeah, it's just timing and trying to fit all these different storylines. Like they move a bunch of events around to try and fit it all in this one time span and that kind of stuff, which is a little bit frustrating. They they invest more into certain characters that kind of, like Danny Pudi was a character who was kind of introduced last season, and they give his character more stuff to do this season. Like they try to give more stuff to do for the adults, I guess, rather than the children. Also, the kid who plays Aang has like shot up dramatically. He must have been like 12, 11 when they shot the first season. It's been a few years. He's hit puberty, growth spurt. Definitely doesn't look like the young little kid from the cartoon or even for the first season. So that's a little bit jarring at first. So yeah, I mean, it's fine. I will probably watch the final season just to see how they pull it off. If
they say it's just 3 seasons, is that like
it will be just 3 seasons? Confirmed. I believe even the 3rd season is actually shot. I think they just shot it back to back, and like obviously they got all the special effects and stuff done, in time. Seeing all the cast interviews and stuff, they've got great chemistry and that kind of stuff. They all seem super likable, but I don't know. The show is just fine. Definitely watch the cartoon instead. This is not I would definitely say this is not the preferred way to experience the story. And that should not come as a shock to anybody. So
I saw a story today that said the numbers dropped off, like viewership, like significantly.
That doesn't surprise me, I guess. It's interesting. It's interesting because I've also seen like tidbits of like people have brought up One Piece in comparison to this, and like I believe One Piece's numbers have shot up. Like, on that 2nd season, I think that just tells you how good the quality of the first season was. That people were willing to come back and wanting to watch that again, more of that world. This time they're like, I'll get to it when I get to it, which was what I was like it was out a whole week before I started watching it. So, yeah, it's fine. Definitely not worth rushing for. Maybe just wait till season 3 comes out, because they're definitely putting out. They've already greenlit it, shot it. They're not going to not put it out. So then you can just binge watch it all in one go, like a lot of people experience the show.
That's why numbers would go down as well, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Crazily, that's everything I watched this week. Let's move on to a little bit of film news. And one of the most anticipated or talked about films seems to have finally been about to go into production. Heat 2 is heating up.
Heat
reading
2
from
is
the wrap.
heating up.
Reading from the wrap, after a year of difficult negotiations, Christian Bale and Leonardo DiCaprio are set to star in Michael Mann's sequel, which will start shooting in November. 4 individuals with knowledge of production told the wrap. While 2 individuals said the deal's already closed, 2 other individuals said deals are in final negotiations but expected to close. Christian Bale will play Vincent Hanna, the dogged LAPD robbery homicide detective played by Al Pacino in the original film, while Leonardo DiCaprio will play Chris Curlis, who was played by Val Kilmer. Mann will return to write and direct the sequel, which originated as a novel written by Mann and Meg Gardner, released in 2022. Heat 2 serves as both a prequel and a sequel, taking place both before and after the events of Mann's seminal 1995 film Heat. A spokesperson for Amazon's MGM said no deals have been finalized. The wrap was also learned that Adam Driver is being sought for the villain Wardle and is in deep negotiations. Stephen Graham is also in talks to play Neil McCauley, the Robert De Niro role from the first film. A number of actresses are vying for the role of Charlene, originated by Ashley Judd, while other A-list names are circling the project. Dylan, what are your thoughts on Heat 2 finally coming to fruition?
I'm super keen for this. I've been refusing to sort of get any form of excited just because of how up and down and will it or won't it happen, because Mann apparently wanted however many dollars and was struggling to get it, and was seemingly unwilling to budge on the budget that he needed. So, trying to keep up with what was happening behind the scenes on this one, it seemed to be that was the major hang up for a while, that people, anyone willing to give him money wasn't giving him enough money that he requested. But I mean,
For perspective, it says here in the article, the ambition of the project, with shooting set to take place across multiple continents, is described as extraordinary, according to one insider. The individual described it as the scale of Spartacus with machine guns. John Wick times 1,000. The action sequences are said to dwarf the action sequences from the original film, including the climactic bank robbery shootout, which is so realistic that it's used as a training film for law enforcement officers to this day. So
yeah, I mean, Heat is. I mean, I think it's one of the. It'd be in my, I don't know where to put it in my top list, whatever we're doing, but I love Heat. I think it's got the best. Just strict. You've never watched it, so you wouldn't know what to talk about.
saving it for a special occasion.
Yeah, what's coming
Like
up
Heat
soon.
2.
The bank robbery scene is like, it's the sort of thing that I'm sure people watch, and then I watch movies still and can tell that the director is trying to mimic and the style and the way that scene was shot. I think the closest anyone has ever got is Ben Affleck with The Town, which had a bank robbery in it, and you could tell he was trying to go for the same sort of thing. But there's all this stuff of Al Pacino, Robert De Niro sitting down having coffee, and just it's a whole cat and mouse game and whatever else. Val Kilmer's fantastic in it. There's many elements that makes Heat so good. But yeah, and I had sort of accepted that maybe the only way I'd ever get to this story was to read the book, but then I kept sort of putting it off, going, oh, maybe one day the film, do I still want to do it? Maybe I do. I think I've got the audiobook sitting downloaded. I just haven't started it yet. So, but yeah, I'm super keen. I mean, obviously the cast also helps add a lot of precedence to it. Maybe having someone like Leonardo DiCaprio signed on helps get the money, because he can be a draw. I mean, Heat isn't Heat 2 isn't something that the kids are going to be walking past and go, man, I'm really excited to watch that. They're going to have no idea what the fuck it is. So, but Leo's still a draw. I think that crosses age. Perhaps people know who Leo is. So I think that's going to help ultimately.
Yeah, I find it very interesting. Like, I would say Heat might be the most podcasted about movie. Like, obviously, there was that series where someone did Heat by the minute, like, and there were like several other like Heat dedicated podcasts and that kind of stuff. Obviously, it's a much loved film over at The Ringer, so there is clearly a devoted audience for it, and obviously, it's held up in such high regard. In this article, they're like, the hope for Heat 2 is that, like Bruckheimer's Top Gun Maverick, it can be a multi-generational event. with the goodwill from the first film fueling support for the sequel. And I could totally see that being on the cards. That seems like this is like this once in a generation kind of coming together potentially, like making a sequel to a film, a much beloved film that could actually succeed. The idea of, I think Stephen Graham is as Robert De Niro. I think is solid casting. Like seeing those two next to each other, that's like you could believe that Robert De Niro at some point grew into Stephen Graham. So, but yeah, getting Leo and Christian Bale big enough names to kind of be a draw. But yeah, I guess wait and see if it actually everything comes together, because it's still 4 months till November. Things could go wrong between now and then. But I feel like this is one that has been on people's wish lists for a very long time, obviously with the book coming out, that kind of stuff. So we'll wait and see. All right, Dylan, every week there is so many different casting announcements and new bidding on different properties and that kind of stuff. We like to cover those in a segment called Would You Want to Invest, where I give Dylan a different film or TV project and he tells me if he would fully invest, partially invest, or not invest based on any criteria of his choosing. And then history will be the judge if he's right or wrong. Dylan, are you ready? Born ready. All right, kicking things off. Anyone wondering where the next big YouTube horror feature is coming from, following the success of Backrooms and Obsession? Well, United artists Scott Stuber, Emlyn, Steven Spielberg, and Amazon MGM Studios have it. The Mandela Catalog. We can tell you first that they've won the film rights to the viral YouTube horror series following a competitive 11 studio bidding war. The movie will be directed by Mandela Catalog creator Alex Kister, based on a screenplay he adapted with Tyler Clifton. The Mandela Catalog has amassed over 100 million views across its official episodes alone, making it one of the largest original analog horror franchises on YouTube. It is widely regarded as one of the defining titles in the analog horror genre, alongside Local 58 and The Backrooms. Launched in 2021, Mandela Catalog is set in the fictional Mandela County, Wisconsin, which is invaded by shape-shifting or nearly immortal creatures called alternates. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got in this article.
Okay. Partial on this? Sounds weird, slightly intrigued, but also as I was sort of getting more and more intrigued, then you just ended. So we'll go partial on this.
So let's see if I can find some more information about this Mandela Catalog. Primarily set, reading from number one movie resource, Wikipedia. Primarily set during the early 90s and late 2000s, the Mandela Catalog takes place within the fictional Mandela County, located in Wisconsin, which is terrorized by shape-shifting creatures called alternates. Alternates, led by a false depiction of the Archangel Gabriel, are nearly immortal beings that aim to eradicate humanity by psychologically torturing them to the point of suicide. The alternates can manipulate audiovisual media such as television, personal computers, and vehicle GPS systems.
I'll stick to partial on this.
Apparently, a lot of biblical stuff involved as well. It says, under themes, it says the series contains many biblical allusions, including Noah's Ark, Adam and Eve, Mary and Joseph, and the birth of Jesus. It is heavily implied that the alternates are biblical demons and that the Archangel Gabriel is actually Satan in disguise.
What?
Yeah, 19 episodes online if you want to watch that.
19?
Yeah, 19. All right. Come on, Chrome. All right. Two-time BAFTA award-winning filmmaker Joe Wright is attached to direct the feature take on the Tim Winton post-apocalyptic thriller Juice for working title films. The multi-Oscar-winning UK production company has optioned rights to Juice and set BAFTA and Emmy winner Abby Morgan to adapt. Juice is set in a fractured and ravaged world following a climate change disaster. A young husband and father is recruited into a top-secret resistance organization, joining the ranks of militiamen tasked with targeting the isolated and wealthy culprits responsible for this global catastrophe. When a mission goes wrong, he finds himself on the run, having to fight to the end to survive in this hostile world.
Mm, partial invest. Synopsis is okay. Doesn't really. I'd need more.
That's fair. Warner Brothers has snapped up Siren Head, a feature package based on the viral horror meme from Trevor Henderson, which has Brian Duffield set to direct from a script co-written with Zach Krieger. Deadline can confirm. It's also said the project, based on an original take by Krieger, landed at the studio following a 5-way bidding war. Siren Head is the kind of youth-orientated, internet-rooted horror IP that studios are chasing urgently following A24 success with Backrooms, the breakout horror film adapted by 21-year-old Kane Parsons from the creepypasta-inspired YouTube shorts. Unveiled in August 2018 by Henderson, a Canadian horror artist and illustrator, the Siren Head IP revolves around hand-drawn monsters digitally composited into real photographs. The character is a roughly 40-foot tall, gaunt, emaciated humanoid figure, a predator hunting in rural towns and wooded areas across North America, which blends into the environment and emits creepily distorted audio broadcasts to confuse and lure in prey.
Full invest. There's some weird shit. I sort of know what it's talking about, although I'm not like deeply involved. I've seen some of the stuff. And yeah, it's sort of all the rage at the moment, isn't it? So full invest. Also, side note, because that reminded me of it. How wild is it that Backrooms went back to cinemas with 16 minutes of footage?
It's crazy. More rooms to explore.
Yeah. Like how often? Usually the only movies that do shit like that is like Marvel or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like some really
with extra
big shit.
footage, like
Backrooms, yeah, it's like not. They announced it like 16. I think it was 16, but something around that, like minutes of new footage.
Extra
And they
minutes.
renamed it like Backrooms, something like. I was like, okay, well,
Trying to milk that for as much as possibly can.
yeah, well, good on them, I guess.
Rich Pepitits, highly anticipated Netflix-backed period tale Bad Bridgets, has added a raft of high-profile cast members ahead of its shoot in July. Colin Farrell, Steve Coogan, Charlie Heaton, Domhnall Gleeson, Himesh Patel, Naeem Algar, and Simone Kirby are joining previously announced Amanda Jones and Alison Oliver. Inspired by the book Bad Bridget, Crime, Mayhem, and the Lives of Irish Immigrant Women by academics Elaine Farrell and Leanne McCormick, it follows a young Irish woman's adventures when she seeks a new life in New York. The logline reads, when a mysterious letter offering escape leads a young Irish woman to 19th century New York, she is pulled into an unruly world of the Bridgets, where mayhem follows in her wake.
Vague but interesting. Why not one deal?
Lily James is a star in Seasons, formerly known as My Wife and I Bought a Ranch. Drew Hancock's new horror film for Amazon MGM, marking his follow-up to New Line's Companion, deadline confirmed, based on a viral horror short story by Matt and Harrison Query, which first appeared on Reddit and was later adapted into a full-length novel. Seasons follows a husband and wife who buy their dream ranch, only to discover the land is alive with ancient spirits, and survival means submitting to increasingly disturbing rituals with each turn of the season.
Partial invest? Again, it's like intriguing, but also vague.
Not having much faith in all these horror stuff.
No, because as much as I like horror things, obviously, they are very hit and miss. Let's be honest. How many horror movies and projects and whatever else come out, and they're like average? They probably have really good synopsises, vague synopsises on the back of the box or in the trailer or whatever, but, just gotta be careful here.
Paramount Animation have announced an untitled Dan Trachtenberg animated comedy horror based on the indie comic Freddy the 13th by Yehudi Mercado. The project comes 4 months after 10 Cloverfield Lane and Predator Badlands director signed a 3-year producing and directing first look deal with the animation division's parent company, Paramount Pictures. Released in late 2025, Freddy the 13th follows the trials and tribulations of the hapless Freddy Van Winkle, the 13th son of a 13th born son, who fails at everything in contrast to his brilliant siblings. One night, while looking after his nephew and niece Logan and Lola, he accidentally kills the legendary slasher Nighty Night and automatically inherits the mantle of the monster. With rival killers emerging out of the shadows, Freddy has 13 nights to break the curse.
Yeah, I mean, full invest. I don't really know anything about, I don't know the source or anything like that, but full invest. That's why.
That's very interesting. Is this meant to be a kid's film?
I don't think so.
I hope not. The Tribe, that is CBS has spoken, and Survivor is getting the animated comedy treatment. An animated Survivor movie set in the animal kingdom is in the works at Paramount Animation. The reality competition series longtime host Jess Probst enthusiastically announced Wednesday. Probst said in the video that the movie will have everything we love about Survivor: big personalities, funny characters, surprising alliances, competition chaos, and of course, a lot of heart. But this time, the players aren't humans. The film's official synopsis reads: set on a remote and mythical island, animals from all around the globe compete for a once-in-a-lifetime chance to be crowned the sole survivor.
Full invest. Sounds like something Buddy would like.
Stroop is Survivor fan.
Yeah.
What a wild concept.
Mm-hmm.
The murder of John Benet Ramsey has found a new home. The high-profile limited series starring Melissa McCarthy and Clive Owen has been picked up by Netflix, which will release as a global original this winter, likely tied to the 30th anniversary of the six-year-old beauty queen's killing on December 25th, 1996. The completed series from David C. Glass's 101 Studios has been in turnaround since its original platform, Paramount Plus, opted not to proceed with it late last year. McCarthy and Owen play as John Benet's parents, Patsy and John Benet Ramsey, in the series co-written by Harrison Query and Tommy Warlick, directed by Ann Sawitsky, and showrun by Richard LaGravenesse. It centers on the infamous unsolved Boulder, Colorado murder case and the devastating personal and public reckoning that followed the death of John Benet Ramsey, with the story told through multiple perspectives, including the Ramsey family, investigators, and the media, sources said.
The weirdest thing about that one to me is just on the, whatever you said, number, anniversary of the
30th anniversary of her death.
The 30th anniversary. It's just, that's a really weird sentence to say, Like, partial invest, I guess, because people will watch it, but also, and like, I'll probably watch it. What are we talking about? But it's just weird, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's weird because it's unsolved still, right? They never found out who killed her.
I don't think so. People still have their
unresolved. Some believe she's still out there.
Yeah, So find out.
They kind of put out this definitive thing.
But maybe this is one of those things where they make it and then suddenly they solve it,
Truth comes out.
Truth comes out.
Starz is reteaming with Curtis 50 Cent Jackson on a new project, a TV adaptation of the supernatural crime graphic novel Bone Cat Parish by Cullen Bunn and Jonas Scharf. Diane Ademu, John and Declan DeBarra will co-showrun the project and executive produce. The show's logline: in the dark underworld of New Orleans, the Winters family build an empire around a powerful new drug crafted from the ashes of the dead that grants users vivid, haunting visions of the past. But as demand surges, rival factions, deadly secrets, and supernatural forces close in, pulling them deeper into a violent and inescapable nightmare of crime, horror, and family legacy.
I think I saw something about this the other day, and I'm weirdly going to go fully invest. Even though it's like the whole like Curtis 50 Cent, I'm like, yeah, but it sort of weirdly sounds like it'll be good.
In his first series role since his TV debut in Teen Wolf, Dylan O'Brien has been tapped as the lead of the Hulu comedy pilot Lex. O'Brien will also executive produce the pilot alongside writer Sean Clements and comedy veteran Paul Sims. The comedy centers on Lex, a disgraced former reality star who accidentally films a murder in the background of his $20 cameo video and finds himself at the center of a global conspiracy and on the run from powerful forces that want him dead. Using the skills he acquired navigating reality TV's toxic social dynamics, Lex must fight to not get killed, to expose the truth, and most importantly, to get back on TV.
Yeah, fully invest. That's we love a social media influencer horror thing.
We love a person getting themselves way in over their heads.
That too.
All right. Final one for this week. Legendary Entertainment and Scholastic Entertainment are teaming to develop a live-action feature adaptation of children's book series, The Magic School Bus, with Rob Letterman from Detective Pikachu aboard to write the treatment and direct. Elizabeth Banks is set to produce and play the key role of teacher Miss Frizzle. The project lands at Legendary following a lapse in rights at Universal, which announced its development of a live-action hybrid a live-action animated hybrid alongside Scholastic Banks and producer Mark Platt in 2020. Celebrating its 40th anniversary this year, The Magic School Bus has sold more than 90 million books in print and has since expanded across television, digital platforms, and other areas. Created by Joanna Cole and Bruce Deegan and published by Scholastic, the children's edutainment franchise follows quirky science teacher Miss Valerie Frizzle and her young class of students as they board a sentient, shape-shifting school bus that transports them on educational adventures through outer space, the interior of the human body, and myriad other extraordinary settings. The original book series ran from 1986 to 2021, with Cole and Deegan launching spin-off series Miss Frizzle's Adventures in 2001.
Yeah, I'm fully investing because I want to see it. Although I have issues if it could be good, simply because the Magic School Bus is such a it's a kid show. Loved it, watched it growing up, and I think it's that thing of people think this is a good idea because they can picture it, but the movie it's going to be more targeted towards like they're going to try and make
it should be targeted children, but adults were expected to be targeted at them.
Well, yeah, and that's going to be the problem. So, yeah, I'm going to fully invest because I want to see it, and maybe it will be good, but I'm just not very
not optimistic. Yeah, I think that's an interesting one. What Elizabeth Banks seems like a solid fit for Miss Frizzle. Like, I can see it. Although, obviously, they had the Netflix version of the show that they did a few years back.
Yeah, a couple.
But they had Kate McKinnon play the younger sister of Miss Frizzle, who kind of takes over, and she weirdly seems like the kind of energy that would be needed for a live action. So, but we'll wait and see. That seems like a very interesting one to do. All right, we will need to wait and see how Dylan's decisions play out. But let's talk about some projects that are a little bit closer in Thumbs for Trailers. Of course, you can find all the trailers we're about to talk about in the show notes below. Kicking things off, we've got Star Wars Visions presents The Ninth Jedi, directed by Shunsuke Tada, starring Kimiko Glenn, Andrew Kishino, Masaoka, Patrick Seitz, JP Karalik, and Simu Liu. Kara and her ragtag Jedi crew seek out to find worthy Jedi to fight against an increasingly powerful warlord. What do you think of this trailer for a Star Wars animated film?
I'm going to one down. I think I recall liking the from Visions original episode, but I mean overall I was like, yeah, it looks fun. It didn't look super exciting, I guess is my thing. I'm like, this looks fun. Doesn't like really jolt me alive as far as the trailer goes or anything. Also, I just like the part where they're like literally like saying it out loud. It's like, oh my god, he's got a blue lightsaber, but he's meant to be bad or whatever. That
Yeah, pretty much equivalent to that. So, I'll say, yeah, probably one up, one down. I think again, I feel like a lot of people would be like trying to remember what the story of these shorts were. So that's definitely something we need to revisit before this comes out. But I think it looks really cool. I wonder how people are going to get frustrated with it not being canon and that kind of stuff. Like, it doesn't fit the universe. That's not how lightsabers work, and all that kind of stuff. But I think visually it looks really interesting. It's at least they're doing something with that franchise. That seems to be. Surely it has to be more interesting than Mandalorian Grogu. So it's got that going for it. Star Wars Vision presents The Ninth Jedi, releases on Disney Plus, 5th of August. Next trailer is for The Bombing of Pan Am 103, created by Jonathan Lee, starring Connor Swindells, Merritt Weaver, and Patrick J. Adams. The Bombing of Pan Am 103 focuses on the two investigations by the British and American governments into the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 after the explosion over the town of Lockerbie in Scotland in 1988. Dylan, what do you think of the trailer for this latest Netflix miniseries?
Yeah, double thumbs up. I don't know anything about this, or maybe I do and I just don't recall any of it, but very obviously interesting story just to see, and I'm sort of like, do I want to Wikipedia this or should I just watch this now? Yeah, cast is really good and everything as well, obviously. So no, I'm keen. Double thumbs up.
Yeah, I'll give it 2 thumbs up as well. I think it's a very intriguing. It was a really good trailer. I'll put it that way. Like, also knowing very little about it, it did a good job of selling me, of getting invested in this story, obviously based on true events. Interesting. I just looked up because I'd heard the name Lockerbie, that town, before. There was a series with Colin Firth that released, I think, last year called Lockerbie: A Search for Truth. So
About the same thing.
About the same thing, I'm guessing. So, I would have to assume, like, is he playing one of the same dudes? That would be really unfortunate. So,
That would be unfortunate.
anyway, yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I like Connor Swindells, seeing him in more stuff. Being serious, unlike a lot of other stuff was animated, so looks pretty good. All right. The Bombing of Pan Am 103 is coming to Netflix on the 30th of July. Next trailer is for Her Private Hell, directed by Nicholas Winding Refn, starring Sophie Thatcher, Charles Manson, Havana Rose Liu, Christine Forsyth, Shioli Kutsuna, Ayo Yamana, Dougary Scott, Diego Calva, and Hidetoshi Nishijima. A troubled young woman searches for her father in a mysterious mist engulfs a futuristic metropolis, unleashing a deadly and elusive entity. Her quest collides with an American GI who's on a harrowing odyssey to rescue his daughter from hell. Dylan, what do you think of the trailer for the latest project from Nicholas Winding Refn?
Double thumbs up. Looks great. Sort of weird shit that I'm all about. Obviously, I'm a fan of his work as much as it can be hit and miss sometimes, but he's always got a style, a look, a vibe, different. Love different. Cast. So, I hope this one's sort of a win for him because he took a break from film for 3 TV shows length or whatever over there. So, had to lend himself to Hideo Kojima there for a while. So mess around. Yeah, I'm keen.
Yeah, I think 2 thumbs up for me. It's a very stylish trailer, very cool look. It looks like so unique. The world's like the futuristic dystopian like world and that kind of stuff. So for Thatcher looks really great. Charles Melton looks really good. I have no idea what's actually going on, but all of it looks interesting. So it's got that going for it. So very intrigued. Her Private Hell is coming to US cinemas on the 25th of July. No confirmed Australian release date. Next
Limited
trailer is
release is what
I would 100% assume that is the case. I think movie signed it internationally, so
okay.
We'll wait and see.
So it will get a very limited release.
Very limited release. Next trailer is for Mum, I'm Alien Pregnant, directed by Thunderlips, starring Hannah Lynch, Yvette Parsons, Arlo Green, and Jackie Van Beek. A messy millennial underachiever accidentally becomes alien pregnant and must contend with skeptical doctors, a useless baby daddy, and her oversharing mother in order to survive and reclaim her life. Dylan, what do you think of the trailer for Mum, I'm Alien Pregnant?
Double thumbs up. This looks fantastic. Just absolute weird nonsense. And such a good time. I don't really know what else. I mean, there's alien cum in it. There's pregnancy. It looks like a great mix of just such weird. And the thing is, I also feel like if it goes to some weird, gross shit, it's just going to be so silly it doesn't even matter. You know?
Yeah, I'll give it 2 thumbs up as well. I obviously curating the trailers to put in this. This one happened to come across my YouTube, the feed. The algorithm brought it to the surface, and that's a title that you just kind of need to click on and watch the trailer. 1, seeing it's a Kiwi film, that's pretty cool. And then 2, it being as wild and wacky and bizarre as it is, including a girl asking her neighbor, because he apparently has a weird penis, to show it to her.
Show me your weird dick.
Show me your weird dick, and then it being an alien penis that prematurely ejaculates on the outside of her clothes and gets her pregnant. Concerning, but also crazy and wild. Mom, I'm Alien Pregnant is playing in a bunch of film festivals, including the New Zealand Film Festival coming up, before being released later this year. The trailer was from Umbrella, so I would assume that will be coming over here.
It should get a limited
Couple-week release
or something. Yeah.
Final trailer for this week: Werewolf, directed by Robert Eggers, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson, Willem Dafoe, and Lily Rose Depp. In medieval Britain, a mysterious creature stalks the foggy countryside, transforming local folklore into terrifying reality as villagers face this ancient supernatural threat. So, what do you think of the trailer for the latest Robert Eggers film?
3 thumbs up.
Whoa, the coveted 3 thumbs up.
This is such a vibe, and obviously it's the vibe that I thought it's the vibe that we thought it would be, given Robert Eggers doing werewolf shit, but it is so good. Just looks nasty. It looks nasty in the best sort of way. And I'm all about it.
Yeah, I have to give it 2 thumbs up as well. It's like, again, stylistically, it looks like a Robert Eggers film. Like, at this point, you know what his filmography kind of looks like. Very, obviously, like, very black and white. Well, almost black and white in its, color grading and that kind of stuff. And then it just being, like you said, like mean and nasty and like, hard to watch. There's definitely another one of his filmography that's like, I don't really want to watch this, but I feel like I need to. One of the few horror directors that I've watched all their films. So,
look at you go.
Look at me go. Yeah. Wild. Even though we don't really see the titular werewolf, I guess they're saving that for the actual film. Is Aaron Taylor Johnson turning into the titular werewolf at the end?
I think that's what's happening. Yeah, that was
what's
my
happening?
assumption.
It's hard to tell because there's wild shit happening all the time in this thing. So, Werewolf. It's currently slated for Australian cinemas the 1st of January 2027. First 2027 trailer I think we've done on this year. Let's get at that time of the year.
Well, apart from stuff, I guess, where you don't know when it's coming.
We don't have a date.
Yeah,
I guess. Very few of those, I don't think. Yeah, so. But also, that's his time slot, 1st of January. That was when Nosferatu came out. All right, let's move on.
He's a Christmas director.
He loves that New Year smell. Let's move on to this week's top 3. Definitely in the top 3. It's July. Can you believe it, Dylan?
Just.
So we're already halfway through the year. So this week's top 3 is top 3 films from 2026 we need to catch up on. Dylan, what's number 3?
What is it? And by that I mean, where's my list? Number 3, I'm going with Primate, which we watched the trailer for, and I thought it looked average. And then the reviews were actually good. And apparently the monkey movie, in the house killing people, monkey stuff, which in the trailer looked a little bit silly to me. It didn't look like I honestly thought it didn't look that good. Is apparently one of the better horror movies here. So I need to watch the monkey movie.
Me to watch the monkey movie. See if you have to eat your words. My number 3, Nirvana, the band, the movie. I believe some places it was a 2025 movie. It released 2026 here in Australia, I believe. So, a much talked about movie. People are still bringing up references to it widely online. Somehow managed to miss it when it came to digital. Hopefully, it comes to a streaming service soon, so I could just watch it. So, did you end up watching that one? I can't remember.
Which one? I zoned out.
Nirvana, the band, the movie.
No.
No.
I was trying to think for a second, but no, I started trying to look into the TV show stuff first and then be like, should I watch any of that? And then I found where I could watch it, and I was like, oh, do I want to go all this? And should I just watch the movie? And I've got the movie sitting, because you can rent it on Apple TV now, so I've got it sitting in my watch list. But I'm still sort of weirdly
unsure when to pull the trigger.
Yeah. Or if I want to commit to watching the series stuff.
The show. Okay.
Prior. Yeah, this is my current
Makes sense. Indecision, panic.
Very much.
Decision paralysis, that's what it is.
Decision paralysis, 100%, yes.
Tell me what's number 2.
Number 2 is The Drama, which you've watched, and I have not watched yet. And again, sitting on my Apple TV watch list, because I can rent it now. And weirdly still haven't had it all spoiled. So, go me. But anyway, The Drama, obviously one of the more talked about movies, Rob Pattinson and Zendaya from the year, and a big discussion point around that movie. Also, everyone talking about its plot and being like, this is, whatever. And I'm like, anyway, I need to catch up. I need to watch that.
Wow. Even I've forgotten that you hadn't watched that.
Yeah, I haven't. So there you go.
Okay. I think it's coming to HBO Max soon. I think, or maybe that's just in the States. Anyway, my number 2 is Power Ballad, the latest film from John Carney, whose films we both really enjoy. Obviously starring Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas. Didn't see it in cinemas. It has got a lot of good buzz. A lot of people really like it, so I'm hoping to catch it when it comes to streaming soon. Tell me what's number 1.
Is streaming coming to stream soon, or do you know it's coming to stream soon?
No, I don't know. I assume it's coming to rental soon. You know what I mean?
My number 1 is I Swear.
Okay, yeah.
Which, obviously performance won an award. The movie's been talked about a lot. I kept seeing it everywhere. I generally want to watch it. I think it's such an intriguing story. Another one that I've recently added to my Apple TV watch list because it's finally available to rent. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. So I will say a lot of these films have recently, and by recently I mean the last month, finally become available for non-premium rental sort of stuff. None of them are like on streaming service or anything yet, but
my number 1 is a little bit of a cheat. It's The Furious, which is the big action film, Asian film. Joseph Slim.
We watched the trailer for it.
We watched the trailer for it.
No, I released in America. That's not out, right?
Not yet in Australia. It's out
that's why
everywhere in the world, but apparently not here. Reports that it might be coming to digital this month. But that is the number 1 on my list. I'm constantly on every week. I'm on Google. Like as I'm preparing notes for the show, I'm like, I should check if Furious is out yet, or has like a confirmed date. And still no confirmation, but maybe soon. It's definitely one to watch. Top of my list, and I feel like I need to be there. Dylan, this week, what do you want to watch?
Evil Dead Burn. In cinemas on Thursday. Looks fucked up. Can't wait. And then The Man Will Burn.
Have you heard The Buzz?
No, The Buzz is... I've not seen The Buzz. Is The Buzz
I think
good?
The Buzz is good. And that
Buzz is good. It's good for me.
It's described as mean is the word that I saw. And I'm
Lovely.
like... I think that's probably what you want from this movie, right?
Well, the last one was pretty mean. I mean, we had a fucking cheese grater, so... How do we get meaner?
I don't know.
find out soon because you're going to go watch it, I'm sure. And then the Man will Burn, but which I think I said last week, but then apparently it was out this week anyway.
Yes.
The HBO thing.
Yeah, the Burning Man documentary.
Yeah, the Burning Man documentary.
All right. I will say The Invite, which is a movie that also has been getting a lot of buzz. A lot of people putting it. Well, I've seen a lot of. Obviously, it's the halfway point of the year. A lot of people like to do this. They're predicting what Academy Awards are going to be for next year, and The Invite is making a lot of people's lists. So, obviously, starring Seth Rogen, Olivia Wilde, Penelope Cruz, and
Charlie XCX, I believe.
Charlie XCX involved some way.
That's all I remember, baby.
A lot of people say it's really great. A must see. So it's coming out this week. And then on the TV front, I don't know. Did you know this was in development? There is a new adaptation of Ghost in the Shell coming to Prime Video.
I saw. Yes, I knew about it and ignored it because I assumed it would be terrible, and then apparently it's good.
Yeah, apparently done by Science Sorrow. So they're the studio that did they did Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, I think, and they also did something also. Well, they've done a lot of stuff recently, but what is Dan. That's the thing. Other thing they've done recently. So
Dun.
This is coming to Prime Video after it releases in Japan. So after the week. So very excited for that one because that's
excited for. Do you check in with Kieran how he feels about Dave Grohl song being used for an anime intro?
No, I haven't. I saw. Well, what I saw is a reel that said, "Isn't it wild that in 2026 there is a Yuri anime with a Nirvana opening theme?"
Yeah.
So
yeah. I was trying to work on a news article before with the Crunchyroll from Anime Expo thing from last week.
Yeah.
And yeah, one of the things that Dave Grohl came out and was like, my song started this fucking. I can't remember the anime's name. Anyway.
So, yeah, really cool. It's got to be at least 15 years since I watched Ghost in the Shell, so I completely forgotten what it's about. I never watched the Scarlett Johansson film, so this will be almost fresh. Let us know what you want to watch this week by going to explosionnetwork.com/follow and find us on social media. If you want to help us out here, what do you want to watch? Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars. Anyone leave 5 stars or just tell people about the show. And if you want to help us out at Explosion Network with all our other podcasts like Anime Wonders or Arga Couch, which Dylan wasn't on for the last 2 weeks, head over to explosionnetwork.com/support. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, keep watching stuff, I guess.